Okay, so I'm speaking to this lovely lady that is in Gaza at the moment, and I've I found her through social media, and she's going to give us an insight into her life. Pretty much over the years, she's 26 years old and she works in the beauty industry in Gaza. Welcome to the podcast, and thanks very much for joining us this evening. So I've found you on social media. How do you find social media works quite well for to so the world can see, I suppose? What sort of a response do you get from your social media?
Yes. Actually, we're very happy here in Gaza. You know why? Because as I told you, I'm 26 years old, and I have lived like through 5 wars, and no one know anything about these wars. Actually, try to imagine I lived like 5 wars, and no one actually talk about these wars. And actually, we're suffering here in Gaza, and like every year we have escalation, like maybe 2 or 3 escalations, like every year. So I'm happy because okay, we're suffering. It's 10 months almost, and this is something awful, of course. But yes, I'm happy because a lot of people know the truth and know how we're suffering here in Palestine. Know that this is our land. We're fighting because we want to return to our homes. We want to return to our lands because, as you know, like they talk Palestine, they control Palestine since 1948. So we're suffering since 1948. It's not like this year. So they took over all of Palestine, and we have just two cities for us as a Palestinian people. We have West Bank and Gaza, and now they want to control Gaza and they want to take it over. But I'm sure they will fail, because yes, we believe that Palestine will be free one day because of us. We are fighting, and because of people like you, for example. I saw a lot of people like for example, 6 days ago they protest in. They were protest in Washington D.C. And yes, so of course we're happy and glad, and we want more people to do all of these things, like to protest for us, to record videos about Palestine and how we live, how is our life before and after. And you know why? Because of you, for example, a lot of countries recognize Palestine as a state, like Spain, Ireland, Spain, Slovenia. So that's what we really need, like, because Palestine is a state for now and forever. So we want a lot of countries to recognize us. So
Of
yeah.
course, of course. You see, Ireland has a lot of similarities with Palestine. That's one of the main reasons why Irish people feel a connection towards Palestine, because our histories are very similar. And
Yeah.
we resisted occupation about 100 years ago, and we achieved freedom for the Irish state. Not entirely, but partially, and that was through over 800 years of occupation. So that's why I think a lot of Irish people would have a similar view to Palestine, because the story is quite similar. Um, would you tell me, a bit? We just briefly spoke before we started to record, um, a bit about your life and how you grew up, and how life was like growing up, in Gaza.
Okay. So I'm from Gaza, like I'm originally from Gaza. I'm saying like this information. Why? Because we have a lot of people like they are refugees here in Gaza. Why? Because in 1948, a lot of people like leave their homes, and they were from Jerusalem and another like cities in Palestine, and they came to Palestine, so they are refugees. But for me, I'm originally from Gaza. Like my dad and mom, they are from Gaza. So yes, I studied like English education at university because like I love learning languages.
Hmm.
And what after that I like worked as a teacher, English teacher for like 6 months.
Ah, okay.
And yes, after that like we have a company for us, like my dad owns a company for perfumes, cosmetics, and makeup. So he renewed like our company, and it's very successful and one of the largest like companies here in Palestine. It's like well known. So he told me, why you can't like to work with me in the makeup section. I told him, okay, I love that. Okay,
Mhm.
because I love like know how to read in English, because you know all the products are from like outside of Gaza, so we need someone who can speak in English. And also this is my passion. So yes, I worked with my father. We renewed our company in 2022, and I worked with my father 2 years, and I was very happy and satisfied actually. But like then we know like what happened on October 7th. So unfortunately, like maybe in December, we lost all of warehouses, like valued $2 million. Our company was partially damaged. Unfortunately, we lost all of work buses. So my home, it's like the same. It's partially damaged, and we don't know anything about it now because their tanks, they are very close to my home, so no one can go there and tell us what's the state of our home. Yes, I did not mention that. Like on October 13th, they forced us to leave our homes. From the northern Gaza city, so they told us to leave our homes and go to the south of Gaza city. So now I am staying in the south of Gaza city, and I evacuated unfortunately like 7 times with my family in the south. So yeah, this is my life in a brief before the war.
And how big is your family?
Okay, so please, can you ask me, please, because it's like a little bit delay.
How big
Uh,
is your family?
okay, so now I have like we're 9 people. Like I have my dad, mom, 3 brothers. I have my sister-in-law and 2 nieces, and with me we are 9 people here. When we left our homes, we were like 10 people, but unfortunately, on December, I lost my grandmother due to the lack of her medical treatment, and there wasn't like intensive care here in the south of Gaza City. So she stayed with us 3 months, and then she passed away. So now we are 9,
Okay,
and
okay.
we're together in the.
And where do you like what type of accommodation do you live in at the moment?
Okay, now we rented like a house. We rented a
Okay.
house in El Balah. So, but actually, I want to tell you something. Here, everything it's like very expensive because they like controlled most of the south of Gaza City, and they controlled all of south, all of north of Gaza. So, if you want to rent a house for us, for example, we rent this house for a month, and we pay like $2,000
What?
for a month. So, yeah, unfortunately,
That's crazy.
yes.
That's like the price in Dublin.
Yeah, yes, yes. It's like and Dublin. It's not like Gaza at all.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
ever traveled outside?
unfortunately.
Have you ever traveled to a different country? Have you ever lived or worked in a different country?
Nope. I traveled like twice in my life. One to Egypt, and one actually it's I don't know if I want to say the word travel because it's in Palestine. It's like 2 years ago. It was the best time of my life because I saw Jerusalem, our
Ah,
capital. So I saw it like after 24 hour like years. I took the permission to go to Jerusalem, so I went there just for a day. It's like 2 years ago.
yeah. Okay, okay. Um, and
So no,
then
I need.
can you tell me then what happened when on October 7th, the days that passed that, how did your life change and um how did things affect you after that the October 7th event? How
Uh,
did your life change?
okay, so actually, this day is like a nightmare for us. Like, I try to imagine we were asleep. It's like it's 6 a.m. in the morning, October 7th. Like suddenly everything get changed. Like we woke up and we heard a lot of shells, airstrikes, tanks, vessels, everything. It's like the Judgment Day. It's horrible. It was like awful. So I don't know what happened actually. I told you I lived like 4 wars, but none of them like this war. This is the fifth one. Suddenly I stayed like 2 days in my house, Then they called us and told us to evacuate our like area because they want
Who
to
called
destroy
you?
like the soldiers. So
Okay.
the beginning, they called you and told you to leave this house because they want to destroy all areas. Just in like the first like week of the war, because it's something new for us. As I told you, it's the first time that we had like this experience. So I stayed like 2 days in my home. Then they told us that they want to destroy all areas, and we went to my grandmother house. And yeah, actually, they destroyed the roof in my house, unfortunately. So after that, they called the area that we went to my grandmother again, and they told us they want to destroy all areas. So I evacuated again to my cousin's house. It's like twice, like in Gaza. Then I don't know what happened. It was like on October 13th, they released a map, and it was like the first time that we experienced this thing actually. They released a map in their like media, in their like the government's like accounts and Facebook. They released a map and told all people in north of Gaza City to go to the south of Gaza City because they want to control all of Gaza and they want to like destroy everything. Actually, for us, when we hear like when we saw this like map, we said maybe it's a joke. I don't know if this is real or not. So then Al Jazeera, if you know, like channel Al Jazeera,
Yeah.
they like put like like in their breaking news at 4 a.m. So we saw this breaking news and we said, no, this is right. Al Jazeera, when they say anything, so this is right. Actually, I don't know what happened. My family and I decided that we want to stay in Gaza because we don't know if this is real or not. So we stayed until 4 a.m. 4 a.m. So try to imagine it's like 12 hours. We stayed after they announced like this breaking news. Then, unfortunately, they destroyed a lot of houses in northern Gaza, and as I told you, I'm in my cousin's house. So they destroyed a lot of houses. So we said, no, maybe they will kill us. So no, we want to go to the south. So yes, we called a lot of our friends and relatives there, like they have houses in south of Gaza City. So yeah, we went to the south, and yes, now I am in the south of Gaza. So this is
Have you seen or have you been close to any explosions? Or how do they destroy the houses? Do they do it with tanks, or do they do it from the air? The air.
air. Actually, they use all their criminality. It's like the same. Yes, when I was in my home, they destroyed a house. It's near, like it's very close to me. And when I was actually, as I told you, I evacuated 7 times. So yes, like they destroyed a lot of houses, and I saw a lot of videos, a lot of like scenes in front of my eyes. So no one actually can imagine how we live here, and no one can actually imagine like the sounds of the explosion. It's things like like I told you, we lived like 4 wars, but none of them like this one. Because I'm sorry to say that, but like US, they give them like all like the guns, the tanks, the airstrike, the vessels, they give them everything. So of course they want to try everything here. So yeah, unfortunately.
They want to try everything here. What do you mean, like to test the weapons
Yeah, they want to test the weapons here.
to see how effective they are?
Yes, and they are effective, unfortunately.
I saw in one of your videos where you were trying to sleep, and I could see in your eyes, and your eyes were heavy from from not having any sleep, and you could hear the drone above
Yeah,
and the noise, the buzz, the constant buzz. And I've seen this in
mm,
many videos. In many videos people post, you can hear this drone and the buzz, the really loud buzz in the air. And this is obviously part of psychological warfare to try and prevent people to sleep. Um, And is this a constant thing that happens where you try to sleep?
Yeah. Yes, as you said, we can't sleep actually because of the drones. Actually, they were very loud, and we hear like the drones 24 hours a day. Try to imagine. Since October 7th, we hear like the same sound. Sometimes we feel that we want to lose our minds. Try to
Yeah.
imagine that us under pressure in everything, actually. In everything, in about food, about giving like food to Gaza, water, about the drones, about everything. They put us under pressure to they want us to give up, but they don't know that they are like fighting Palestinian people, and we will never like give up. So they can't understand this thing, you know?
Hmm. 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 Yeah, I've seen some videos as well where people have expressed um their connection to the ground, like roots to a tree. Where people say that they're born in Palestine and they will stay in Palestine, no matter what the
Yeah,
cost. And again, this was a similar situation in Ireland where the people were forced off the land, um, and and resisted with everything and resisted with their lives in a lot of cases, and tens of thousands of people died, and they used all types of warfare available at the time, and famine was one of the tactics they used as well. Can you tell me about the access to food and what's it like to get food and fresh water and also to wash?
okay. So here on May, actually, they closed the border between like Gaza to Egypt, unfortunately. So they closed it like on October. So 3 months actually, no one can actually leave, no one can enter or exit Gaza, and no actually aid coming into Gaza. And it's the same as food and water. So try to imagine they give us like food like once or twice a month here in Gaza, and they give us like the same type of food. It's like canned food, rice, pasta, like flour. It's like bread. So that's all we have here. Sometimes they give us like vegetables, fruits, or meated chicken. But if they want to give us all of these things, it's very expensive actually for us as a people from Gaza, from Palestine. It's uh, it's horrible. So try to imagine if I want to eat like a biscuit before the war, it was like for us it's nothing. Okay, I want to tell you something. In Gaza, our currency it's shekel. So our currency it's like the Israel, of course, because they occupied us. So every 4 shekels, it's like $1, one like American dollar. Okay, so try to imagine for us before the war, if I want to eat a biscuit, it's 1 shekel for us. It's like 10 cents or things like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But now, if I want to eat biscuit, like $2 or $3, for example. So everything here is very expensive.
For
And
one
as I
biscuit.
told you, they yes, yes, for 1 biscuit, for example, and they put a limit. They did not give us the things that we need. For example, sugar, milk, yogurt, all of these things. For example, okay, I want to stay alive. I want to drink milk. I don't want to eat biscuit to stay alive. So can you imagine that? So they give us things that it's not important and it's unhealthy. So for example, 10 months we're eating like canned food, and all of it it's like preservatives, and it's unhealthy at all, and all of us we know that, but we don't have another choice. And about water, it's like the same, unfortunately. Like we don't have water like every day. And even if we have it, so for example, in about us and for our family, we have a tank of water. Okay. So try to imagine every day we take this tank to a place and we fill it with water, and we pay like $50 daily. $50. And this tank just for washing our clothes, for like taking a shower, for washing the dishes. It's not to drink water. I want you to, why? Because we tried to fill like another tank of water to drink it. And all of my brothers, I have 3 brothers, suffered from like hepatitis A because the water is not clean. So we're trying to buy bottles of water, but as I told you, they're very expensive. So for example, if I want to buy one bottle of water, it cost me like $2. But actually, as I told you, we don't want to fill that tank of water to drink it because we don't want to suffer from hepatitis and all of these things. So yeah, so it's hard here to find water and food. This is the situation here in south of Gaza. But in north of Gaza, unfortunately, they don't have anything. So they eat leaves and bread. Just like I have my relatives, they stayed in like in north of Gaza City, so they don't have anything. So maybe I don't know what to say. So that's how we have food and water here. So as I told you, they want to put us under pressure to give up, you know?
What are they trying to achieve when you say to give up? Is that to go to the Egyptian border? Is that to go to them? Uh,
I,
what is the what are they trying to achieve?
okay, they want us to hit our government. Okay, they want us, all of us, to, for example, to record videos and to say that we hit our governments and we want to give up. They want us, like, as a normal people. I'm an ordinary person. I'm not a soldier and I'm not a journalist. I'm not a fighter. I'm an ordinary people. They want me, for example, to put me under pressure to say that I hit our government, the Palestinian government. So I want to change this government to Israeli government because that's
Oh yeah, yeah.
what they want to do. So, and they don't know that we are like, we're very strong actually. And no one actually can imagine how patient we are here in Gaza. Actually, I told you, they put us under pressure. We have nothing. I swear we have nothing here. But actually, we will not give up. Like, we will fight until our last breath because this is, as I told you, this is our land, this is our right, and we know that truth. So, yes.
Um, as you said, it's important that hopefully a lot of people around where I live will get to see this conversation, and it'll give people a very good insight firsthand. I think it's okay watching a video or whatever it is, but for me to be able to speak to you directly, so people can actually feel the reality of somebody like yourself, it's amazing to be able to talk to you. And there's not a whole lot that I can do, but I can maybe spread the message. And as you said before, nobody really fully understood what was going on in Palestine for that
Yeah.
long period of time from 1948. But now the world is acutely aware of what's going on in Palestine, and I think that in the history, like in my daughter is 2 years old, and I think all the time about her and how the life and the world is going to be for her, and in the history that she's going to learn. She's going to learn if the schools are going to teach the truth, you know, the truth of what's happening now in the history records will show um, pure evil at its as from what I can see, and that's the way I describe it, is evil at its at its full strength, particularly the way they target children in big numbers,
Yeah.
and that to me
Mm.
is pure evil, regardless of religion or anything to do with that. And that to me is the most heinous crime of all, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We have like, if you want to see like the death toll, the majority actually, they are children and women. So they are not soldiers, and we know that. So come on, for example, when we saw like Netanyahu like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, he said in his speech like, oh, they did not do anything. Come on, come on. So I don't know how, and like we're in 2024 and we still have people that they're like support them and they trust them and they trust like Netanyahu. I don't know how actually. Because all of us maybe like we should know the truth actually. We must know the truth because we have evidence. We have evidence. They don't know that we have evidence. So yeah.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
there's evidence across the world. Through the difference between this war and previous wars is this war is live on everybody's phone in the world, and that is the big difference. Do you know what I mean? Because the scenes that's going on in Gaza since October 7th, and the amount of destruction, and the level of just evil that
Yeah,
is going on, is like dropping bombs into houses where families live. Is going to
yeah,
result in blow. Is going to result in destroying people's bodies, if they survive, and then destroying their lives for the rest of their lives. Where I saw plenty of videos of children that were badly maimed from explosions and things like that, and their whole lives are destroyed. And there's a military purpose to that as well, which is very disgusting, really, when you think about it.
yeah. That's right, actually. You know what? For example, for me, when I saw videos about Gaza, as I told you, it's like I left my home on October 13th. So try to imagine 10 months I did not see my house. So, for example, when I saw like videos about Gaza, so I feel like shocked. It's like a nightmare. I can't imagine that this is my city. I can't imagine that they destroyed everything that belongs to me, like my university, my school, like our company, our home, like my grandmother's house, all of my aunts, cousins, aunts. We lost everything. Try to imagine, like they forced us to leave our memories, and I don't want to lose like my memories. I'm like a human being, like any human being in this world. It's my right actually to live my life like you, like any person in this world. So try to imagine, yeah, I can't imagine that this is real. Sometimes when I think about it, I think it's like maybe it's like a nightmare. And one day we will wake up and this is a nightmare. This is not real. But we found ourselves now in the situation. I want to tell you something. I'm talking to you now, okay? But I want to tell you something. I'm not in a safe place. Maybe they will kill me now when I'm talking to you, and I did not do anything. So this is how we live here. Even if they told me to go to the south, but I evacuated in the south of Gaza City. So, for example, now I'm staying in a place called Deir el Balah. Like 2 days ago, oh yes, 2 days ago, they destroyed a school here and they killed more than 50 people, 30 children, and 20 like women. So try to imagine, and it's next to me, a school for displacement people. So try to imagine what will happen. As I told you, they told, like, they're saying in their news that we told people to evacuate from a place to another place because it's safe. No, it's not safe. They are liar. They lie all actually like 10 months they are lying just. So I want all people around the world to know that no one actually trusts them because I'm in the situation and I know what is happening now.
So you have just to clarify what you said, they told people to move into this school or this area which was safe, and then they bombed that
Yeah,
that area or that school, knowing that all those people were in there, obviously with the obvious intent to kill as many people as possible, because they know that the density of people in those areas would be there would be a very dense amount of people in that area. So yeah, it's just it's another strategy to obviously kill as many people as they can. um
yeah.
yeah, so that's it.